Hi everybody, this is Frankie Lovato with Jockey World TV, brought to you by JockeyWorld.net. Every once in a while we like to do little feature stories on interesting people in horse racing, and today I have somebody very interesting, Tori Gandia, all the way from Ireland, though she's now working in the States, and unfortunately the reason why you're able to be here visiting me is because you got hurt a couple of weeks ago, but you're healing, she's healing well. But tell us a little bit about how you got hurt.
Okay, I was riding a young green horse, and just stupid young horse, doesn't know much, needs more schooling, and she just freaked out, got scared, flipped over, landed on top of me.
So you're breaking babies, breaking 2-year-olds. Well, they're still yearlings. Oh no, they're 2-year-olds now. It's January.
Yeah.
You're breaking 2-year-olds down there in Ocala, and you had a baby that was a little nervous and flipped over and fell on top of you. And no broken bones, but you did sustain an injury, a slight internal injury that's just taking some time to heal. Correct?
Yep.
Well, okay. Well, one thing I was really interested in doing. I wanted to do this because you're from Ireland, and since your visit here, you're a member of Jockey World, which is really cool. Some of the other members on Jockey World already know you, but I just found your story like extra fascinating, and how you got to this point, and how you're here in America now. You're 18 years old, and you're very close to starting your racing career as a jockey, but you've worked very hard to get to this point. And that's something I think is incredible and very inspiring. And also, I learned so much from just spending the time with you, a lot about European racing I didn't know about, and how a lot of you get started. So let's just start back from the beginning. How did you get into horses?
Well, I started riding just ponies, show jumping and competing in Ireland. I had a nice pony there that I was winning lots of shows on, but I loved the speed rounds, and you know, I loved that, watching racing, and was into the pony racing, the flapping. Always watched it, always went to watch it, and just decided after 10 years of show jumping I wanted to go on, try and be a jockey.
Well, how old were you when you started riding horses?
I was 5.
You were 5?
Yeah.
Okay. And you mentioned flapping, which is something flapping or flapping?
Flapping.
Flapping. I certainly love the accent. But it's something I want to talk about in a minute. So you decided you wanted to get into horse racing. How old were you at that point?
I decided when I was about 12, but I didn't go through with it until I was 14, 15. I had to stay in school for a little longer, and until I was old enough to go on and go to the racing school.
So you're living in Ireland. Now explain the racing school. Like, how do you get into something like that, or what's the system there?
It's quite difficult. They get maybe 300 to 400 applicants every year, and they do a boot camp over a space of 3 weeks, 3 different trial weeks they call them.
I see.
And it's just a boot camp to see who can keep going. They pushed us to our limit, to see how fit we were, if we could keep going, through thick and thin, and 32 got selected out in 3 weeks.
Wow. So out of 300, 32 get selected.
90 get selected for the trials.
Okay. Now, is this still in Ireland?
Yeah.
Okay. So now that you're selected, of the 32, now what's the process?
Well, they send you home and they tell you to keep fit, keep working on it, but in case you get accepted, then they notify you maybe a month before you start, and that you've been accepted, and they give you a list of what you need to be doing. And yeah, so we started in the start of September, and it's just work, go.
And how long does this last, this course?
It's 42 weeks, 10 months.
Oh my! Ooh, wow. Okay, so during that time, what about your school academics? They do everything there?
Yeah, it's continuation of school of the year I dropped out in, because most people are the same age. You got to be the age between 15 and 18 to go to race. And
now, when you say race, that's
the racing school. Yeah,
the racing school. That's the acronym of race.
Racing Academy Centre of Education.
Okay.
But yeah, you just working in the yard in the morning, riding out and mucking out normal yard duties, and learning all the different aspects. Now,
what's really interesting is that a lot of the terms you use, a lot of things that we don't understand. So you're doing a lot of the groundwork, a lot of the grooming. When you say riding out, what does that mean?
In the in Europe, mainly England and Ireland, you ride out maybe 4 horses a morning, and then you do like yard work for the rest of the day. And you've got morning stables, which is riding and getting the mucking out done. Evening stables, which is just grooming and feeding and bedding them down. And
now, when you're riding out, that's exercising horses.
Yeah.
So it could be walking, jogging, trotting.
Yeah, it depends on the horse, you know, of whatever they've got to be doing.
What level of that riding is it? Does it get into workouts, breezes?
In the racing school, you're just riding single file, the normal everyday gallop, and maybe sometimes up sides. And then when they sent us out to the trainers halfway through the course to work with with the trainers in the proper racing yards, that's when we started learning to work. And
now, would you go out in sets or individuals?
yeah, we went out in sets.
And how many would generally be in a set?
We were split into 3 different groups. One being the most ability when they went in, second being the middle, and third some of the people had never been on a horse before.
Oh, I see.
And we were all the 3 groups were doing something different, you know, but everybody galloped every morning.
Right. Now, I know just a little bit about European racing, and I know that a lot of the training doesn't take place at like a training center or a racetrack. Most of it's done out in the what they call yards, which could be open fields, gallops.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of tracking. I know that training there, they single file, and horses learn to track and follow rather than side by side, which we do pretty common here in America.
Yeah.
What do you, now that you're here in America, how is that? What do you think that is there to you? Is it a big difference, or does it? What do you think it means to the horses themselves?
Not really. Like when they're tracking, it's usually if the better horse is tracking the one in front to push them along.
Oh, I see.
That's how we do it. And sometimes you'll track them for maybe 4 furlongs, 4 to 6 furlongs, and then you might join them. But that's only sometimes. Or other times you might lay off them as you go on further.
I see. Now, the thing that I found is really, really cool about Tori is to take it one step further. There was 300 applicants, 32 finalists, and then out of that 32, how many graduated?
27 of us graduated, but there was exams at the end of the year. They were the qualifications, and there was 3 of us out of the 27 that finished the course that got the
So 3 out of 27.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah.
And generally, when you passed all the tests. Moving on, what does that mean now for you as an apprentice?
It's more of a European qualification. It's just very easy to get work, especially in Europe. Once you hold this qualification, it's called the Equus, and Ayres qualification. It's we actually had a French jury come over from France to watch us
and judge you and
they
grade you and stuff.
Yeah, French oral was part of the exam too. Being able to speak French.
Okay, now I want to move on to something that I've seen you say this. I didn't know it was racing, but it's called flapping. And could you tell us a little bit about that?
It's for really young kids starting out to learn to race, and it's a great way to learn, you know, but you can pick up bad habits from it, but that's why you need someone good to give you good horses and all to ride, but it's dangerous, but it's a great way to learn balance and speeds and different paces. And
yeah, I got to see some photographs and some video of these races, and I couldn't believe these races were full fields of horses. I'm up to 20 sometimes.
Yeah, to maybe 30, depending on the
20
field,
or 30,
yeah.
And the course is very challenging. It's not like our American courses where gradual turns. These are actually very, very sharp turns, and the distances were 2.5 miles.
Yeah, it depends. There's different, different divisions. Heights is a big thing as well. The height of the horse. Really? It all depends on the height as well for the distance they're going.
So you've got to ride quite a few of these races.
Yeah.
How many did you ride?
I think I had 28 rides altogether.
And how many winners?
About 13 winners and
13 winners. I mean, you're almost winning at 50%.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, when you're talking about this type of racing, you've got to see this stuff, and we'll try to find some video to share with everybody on Jockey World. But I mean, it has to, just to finish the race is challenging, I think.
Yeah, I've had plenty of falls, and taking the bends on a wet day or in the winter time, it's very dangerous. There's a lot of fallers taking the bends. And
yeah, it's amazing. And what about weights as far as those flapping races?
Weights are very light, extremely light, because a lot of it's young people, so a lot of them it's natural, but some people really have to push it to do the weight. It's you could be 90 pounds or less.
I see.
You know, depending on what class or division you're riding in.
Okay. Well, Tori's 18 years old now. You're here. You brought yourself to America. You're doing this on your own with the support of your mother and your family. You're here now in Ocala. You're working down on the farm, and you're breaking babies right now, basically. But you're going to get into more advanced stuff. But you're very close to actually starting your official apprenticeship, which here in America would be getting your apprentice jockey's license. So I think that's extremely exciting. I am so glad to have met Tori and get to work with her over this past year, her being a member of Jockey World, and we definitely want to follow your progress. I think you're going to have your own fan club, actually, especially in Jockey World, where I'll be rooting for you. But anything else you want to say? You want to say hello to anybody at home in Ireland?
Hello to everyone in Jockey World.
And hi, Mom.
And hi, Mom.
Well, yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Tori Gandia. And, you know, good, safe racing, everybody. Stay true, ride fast, and be safe. Thank you.
Jockey World is a free online community website for learning and sharing for anyone with a love of horse racing. My name is Kayla, and I am a proud member. Please visit jockeyworld.net today.